Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is very similar to yesterday's video where we go through a couple of the low level money making methods I've used to build this account. We're now going to focus on what is some of the best ways for a low level to train combat. Now, because of RS3 and how it is, low level leveling up, especially in the combat side, can be a little bit tricky, and it's sometimes the bit I've struggled the most on my brand new accounts. So what I'm going to run through is the places I go and train in terms of my accounts to level them up. This is going to be to sort of like level 50 or stats enough to start going to do Slayer. Now Slayer is probably the best way to train all your stats and get benefits training Slayer itself. More charm dropping monsters as well, but that early sort of jump to get to the point you're ready to comfortably do a multiple of different Slayer tasks can be a little bit tricky. So what we're going to run through is first the really easy stuff where I train from the absolute start of my account, all the way up to the things where they're very good to start sort of camping to power level your stuff up. Now, in terms of this video, these are my experiences. If you have any better examples or better places to go and train, make sure to drop in the comment section below. What we're trying to do with these videos is to help new players come into the game, or players who might be a little bit stuck since starting a brand new account to follow the series. If you guys can help me out and them out, it would be absolutely amazing to do that as well. And if you are enjoying the content, please make sure to drop a subscription for the channel. We are nearly at 10,000 subscribers, and I really can't thank you guys enough. It has been an absolute crazy month for content and the channel growth as well. So the first place we're going to go, and we're going to just grab a weapon just so I can just like sort of document where we're going and stuff. Now, for me, when you first start your account, there's a couple of places you really want to start. In my opinion, going to Burthorpe is going to give you the best benefit because there's so much variety in what you can do and where you can go and train as well. Now, if you do necromancy in terms of a skill, what I would suggest is to go and kill the trolls. And they're going to be in the city of and it's an area marked during the tutorial, and they show it quite well. However, if you're looking to train any of the other different combat styles, this is going to be the best place in my opinion for you guys to start. This is going to be the troll cave at the north of Burthorpe. Now here you have different trolls, all of which have different combat styles to suit which combat you want to go for. If you are someone who's a melee base, you want to go for the troll chucker. If you're magic, you want to go for the troll brute. And then finally, if you're for the range, you want to go for the troll shaman. If you're not sure which one it is, the weakness will be highlighted in terms of the style once you hover over them. So for the shaman, you can see the range symbol there. That is the kind of style you want to use. And these are really low level, and they're just a good way to get started in leveling certain stats up. Again, you want to make sure you have a decent staff, range bow, or 2H if you are going to use that weapon as well. In terms of cash, they're not the best. Again, low level sort of PVM for cash isn't the best, but you can definitely go and get some decent levels. You want to focus on levels, and then you can look at making cash at a later date. Or go and check out my low level moneymaker. It's more sort of detailed towards skilling, because I do think on the lower game, skilling is definitely better to make some cash, but it can give you some ideas for upgrades and stuff like that afterwards. So this is where the troll cave is. It is simply just northwest here. You don't want to go past this gap here. It's just up there in terms of where the trolls are. Now, the next one, which can bring you a little bit of cash as well, is to kill rabbits. Now, anytime you kill a monster in Runescape 3 which drops a form of raw meat, that has a value on it. Now, in Runescape 3, we have something called player-owned farms, which is where you breed and grow your own animals. A lot of these animals, dragons or the higher XP animals, do require raw meat to be able to grow and live. And because of that, it means that any sort of raw meat does have a decent price on it. Now, I would say rabbits aren't as good as what they used to be, but they are still very solid. They're going to make you roughly 1.2 mil per hour, and they're a very good method to do it. If you have area loot on as well, you can just click on it and this will pop up just so you can go and click loot all. If you're someone like me who's a little bit lazier, you can use an aggression potion, and that means that these will automatically attack you. However, it is going to cost a fair bit, and if you're looking to make a little bit of cash while doing this as well, just click on the rabbits. It really won't be that bad, and you'll start picking up abilities which can do area of effect damage. And these are the best ones to get attention because you're attacking multiple targets. For an example, we're going to use Dragon Breath, and this will attack multiple ones once we can use it. But a very, very solid method as well. And you can see by how quick I'm killing them, you'll level your stuff up. You'll get baby bunnies for player-owned farms, which can be a little bit more GP as well. All of this will contribute to help building your account up from that very early stage as well. Don't discredit him. And again, you've just seen me use Dragon Breath there, and I've just killed 4 in one go. That is what effective area abilities do, and they really do speed up your kills per hour. So if you're a brand new account, I really wouldn't suggest doing an aggression potion. It's kind of not worth doing it for rabbits. Chickens, which we're going to go and look at now, might be a different case, but you can see here from that one info, it's probably taken us a minute. We've made 20,000 coins. which will be enough to build up. If you do an hour or two, you'll get the XP and levels as well to pick your account up and move forward with it. So the next one, and then again a little bit south in Burthorpe, is going to be chickens. Now we mentioned chickens before. It's how I did the early levels on this account as well. Chickens are incredible in terms of cash just because of their raw meat price as well as the price of feathers. Now feathers have dropped down a little bit, so they're not going to contribute as much what we used to, but the price of chickens is just so solid. Again, very similar to rabbits. The reason why they're here is because of the player-owned farms. They also have a little bit of a niche of the fact they're used for dreadfowls, for summoning, for the low-level summoners as well. The 1.8k per chicken really is good price as well. Now, if you're not sure how I did it, I also used things like magic notepaper just so I didn't have to run to a bank and I could spend more time. But at this Burthorpe spot, you've got Taverley Bank to the south, Burthorpe to the north. You could really bank and save yourself some money on using that notepaper and the aggression potion if you pay some attention as well. But again, chickens are an incredible way to make some money, and that sort of early starter cash just means you can do things like shop runs and just spend the cash on upgrading your stats and levels as well. Now, just north of that, we do have cows. Now, the good thing with cows is they have dramatically more HP, which means they're going to be more XP. And these are the ones I would kind of look at to level. Again, very similar to the chickens, the cows will drop raw beef and cowhide. These drops will have a value to them, so you can use cows to make GP as well. You also have tan your hide, who will tan the cowhide into a hide, which means you can make a little bit more money if you wanted to sell the leathers afterwards. But in terms of the price of the raw beef, that's 700 GP. That's actually really, really cheap. And the cowhide is nearly 1,000 coins. So if you wanted to pick up either of those and get slightly better XP, I would suggest going to kill the cows. This has been a spot I've historically sort of camped accounts at until level 20. And then moved on to the next wave of monsters from there. But I would say that Burthorpe has an incredible variety of different monsters, and you can see why it was the sort of starter place where a lot of accounts started. Back in the day before they changed it back to Lumbridge, I don't think Lumbridge quite offers this level of variety just yet, but maybe that's something they'll look at going forward. Now, the next ones are going to be in some new dungeons. So the next one we're going to go to is to the Barbarian Village and the Stronghold Security Dungeon, I suppose it's called. And we're going to go and look at Minotaurs. Now, Minotaurs are one of those monsters which are very good. They're very underrated. And again, this is what's kind of led me to go and explore all these different low-level monsters, is because something like a Minotaur is very good. And it's definitely one of those I would recommend using aggression potion on. But you do need a little bit more in terms of defense levels and combat levels as you're picking it up as well. Now, I have AFK'd at Minotaurs quite consistently on a few accounts up to level 70 stats. And the XP really isn't that bad. Now, where I go and kill Minotaurs, if you follow where I am now, I go south and then I'm going to go across here. This goblin room as well can be very good to train at. And the thing is with goblins as well, they do have a few decent drops. So just before we go to Minotaurs, if we look at goblins, they now have some of the lower tier wood spirits. So with RS3, you have the ability for these wood spirits, very similar to stone spirits as well, to give you an extra resource when you go and sort of chop the type of wood whichever the spirit's for. And willow, normal log and oak ones are very, very expensive because there's very low volume. No one really camps or kills goblins or whatever monster required to get them. So because of that, they do have a pretty decent price on them. But this spot can be very good to go and train up as well. Again, with the goblins, they're not overly strong. They're pretty manageable in terms of what you can do with them. But this is one I was meaning to show you guys. So Minotaur. So in this room, you've got a decent 7 or 8, and with an aggression potion, you can pretty much just sit and AFK away, as long as you've got decent enough defense to handle. They will hit you at points, but as long as you've got things like food, defense, and armors and stuff, you'll pretty much survive pretty well as well. If you have things like a bone crusher, you can bury all the bones. But in terms of XP, this has been one of the monsters I've camped an awful lot, and it works every single time. Like 7-day bond, in terms of its 70 stats, did it here. I'm pretty sure I did another account, 70 stats, I did it here. And with the aggression potion, you don't really have to pay attention. All I would really suggest, if you're going to go and do these for a way of training, just make sure you have either enough food or enough sort of defense in terms of your levels, and just make sure you're properly set up for it, because there might be a chance these will hit you quite hard. If you're going to use aggression, it's very different having one on you like I've got at the minute compared to having all of them on you. But again, it's one of those monsters where if you're a high enough level, they won't cause you that much damage. They are grouped well enough to where your area of effect attacks are going to sort of group them all together. And you can get some decent XP as well. In terms of the drops, nothing too big here. Like, you'll get quite a lot of easy clues if you're brand new to those. Those are really good. They'll drop the standard stone spirits, and they might drop some of the oak wood spirits as well, but it seems like they've gone down a little bit in price. But again, very underrated area to go and train, and I will probably be training this account here till at least for level 50s in stats once I've finished the big push on quests, because again, it's a nice way to round your stats off before you start something like Slayer, which can require a little bit of effort with it. Now, I've only got one more to go and show you guys, and again, this is one which is very nostalgic to me, and this is going to be Hill Giants. Now, Hill Giants are still very good, very similar to Minotaurs. They can be one way you can go and use an aggression potion on, but if you're low enough of a level, they can knock you around a little bit. Now, you can actually enter the Hill Giants through this house here, but I'm going to go via the Edgeville dungeon. Admittedly, the Edgeville dungeon is going to be a longer way to get there. It's just, I think, Penguin, I think that with that dungeon, you're going to need to utilize a key. So I've not got the key. I'm just going to run around and show it, because as well, there's a few other monsters down here which are very decent. So Chaos Droids are very good. The Dungeoneering spot's a little bit better because they're a little bit closer grouped. So if you wanted to use things like aggression potions, they are better for that. And they're a really good way to train range. That's what I found with Chaos Droids. Really good way to train range. And sometimes you can struggle to train range with them as well. These skeletons are also pretty decent. Yes, they're a bit far apart, but they're very good for things like necromancy to train the early levels. The Chaos Droids here, again, I would recommend if you're looking to train range, these are a very good one to do. Lowish HP for the level, but again, there'll be some decent XP. You've got zombies here as well, very good for training in terms of stats, necromancy in particular, well with these skeletons. And it's just trying to find which spot works best for you, whether you want to have some AFK, slightly better XP, but all these are really good spots. There is Moss Giants, but they're not worth doing unless you can go into the Dungeoneering spots, because again, there's just only 2 of them, and you want to be killing them quicker than that. So my final recommendation is going to be the Hill Giants. At level 26, they have a weakness to mage, but they have quite a lot of HP. So we just compared the 32 Chaos Droids, and they had 1250. Level 26 Hill Giants have 4.5k, so these are going to be better anyway, but they can be a really good spot to go and do. They do have a Dungeoneering dungeon as well, which will have better sort of access. They'll be close together, there won't be as many obstructions as there are in this room. But again, very good way to go and train. Hill Giants used to be one of the real OG ways to go and train low level combat, and they're still good today, which is really nice actually. It's really like a good thing to see that these are still very good to train as well. And that is going to wrap up this video. This is going to wrap up how I intend to train. If you ask me like what's my plan, I'm probably going to do a combination of Hill Giants and Minotaurs for my mage and melee stats, and then I'm probably going to go to the Chaos Droids to go and train my range, just because they're weak to it. They're pretty decent XP, but I'd kind of like to get the DG shortcut because they're so much better clumped together and a lot easier to go in AFK as well. However, that's going to wrap up this video. I really hope it's helping you guys out. Again, I've done all these little mini-series videos because I think there needs to be more focus on the low game especially. So I'm going to go and have a look at that for future. The next one I'm going to release is regards to D&Ds and things I think are worthwhile doing every single day. However, let me know if there's any more content you guys want me to do, any suggestions of things you guys want to see. I always jump on it and make sure to do that kind of content for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.